222 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Join us on Monday, July 29th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O to celebrate the company's 40th anniversary. Enjoy 40% off wings all day and your favorite sports talk hosts on air from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come hang with us for the 40th anniversary party on Monday, July 29th at the 68th and O Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
And it's pretty much just lettuce, tomato, mayo, and bacon. I mean,
That's
you don't need to do
DLT.
much more than that.
Bacon, lettuce, tomato. That's the crux.
This is groundbreaking.
That's the
Groundbreaking
crux
stuff
of the
here today
sandwich.
on the BLT.
That's the crux of it.
I never thought of it that way, but yeah, you're right.
But to have it,
What is the BLT
what's the
stand
most important part is the bacon, the lettuce, and then the tomato.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome in, Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, July 28th, and we are in studio here today. We're going to do a quick recap of our day of RAGBRAI that was on Wednesday. So it was pretty fun-filled experience for us. So we're gonna give a recap on that here in the first segment, and then our topic today is willful suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So sounds exciting, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're willfully making ourselves suffer.
Yeah, the importance of willful suffering.
Importance of willful suffering. So it's just Nicole and I today. We have Naya in here with us for the whole time. Harrison decided to take Sunday off, so he's at a wedding.
And what did you call him again, Jeff? Just in case he's listening.
A bum.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he didn't tell us he was taking the day off. If
Yeah,
when we're not here, we let him know. We're not going to be here. We just don't show up, you know. Before we get started, a couple things. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Integrative Life Choices. ILC is hiring direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time, days, evenings, and weekends. If you're interested, you can apply at ilc.net/careers. Direct support professionals work to ensure a meaningful life for the people they support. They work to support people in achieving their hopes and dreams. So big shout out to them. We appreciate their support. One other thing I wanted to get to, there is a special birthday today.
Yep.
Don't know if anybody's mentioned it on the radio today.
Maybe, probably.
But it's DP's birthday
DP's
today.
birthday. Happy birthday, DP.
So yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes. The man, the myth, the legend, the orchestrator behind the ticket.
Mhm.
So obviously we want to wish him a happy birthday and appreciate everything that he's done for us, allowing us to have this platform for over 2 years now. So big happy birthday. Hopefully we'll see him later today. I'm not sure if he's going to be popping in or not, but hopefully we'll see him here before our show is over. So happy birthday, DP. If you see him out there, wish him happy birthday, message him on Facebook. I think he's 40, 45?
I have
Maybe
no idea.
44.
He's probably younger than you.
I think so.
I don't think his life stories could span your lifetime, though. So
Probably not.
yeah.
Probably
Unless he
not.
started making memories when he was like 2.
Seriously, you
Yeah.
could tell, like, DP's lore, you would think he was 300 years old.
I know.
I think he
Or
had
like-
lived 300
yes,
years of
or
life.
multiple lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
He's like spanning across the multiverses.
He is
collecting
reincarnated,
stories.
but he remembers every life
Yes.
that he's ever in.
Yes.
I know.
He's been
It's-
everywhere.
that's what
He's
it is.
I
seen-
love it.
He's met everybody. He's just like,
I love it.
he's been here. I mean, yeah, it's
So maybe he is 300.
He
I
might
don't know.
He's either 45 or 300.
he's
somewhere in
yes,
between.
He's the ageless wonder.
Yep.
And still so full of energy. So no, we appreciate him and Rebecca and everything they've done for us and the ticket and the Lincoln community. So big birthday for DP. So on Wednesday, Nicole and I did RAGBRAI. If you're not familiar with what RAGBRAI it is a what's I don't even remember what it registers.
Annual Great Bike Ride Across Iowa is what it stands for. It's an acronym.
Okay, so it's
I don't know if the Des Moines Register they're still kind of affiliated with it, but it's a news publication in Iowa. So that's what it stands for.
So we went. I mean, the worst part about this is it was in Iowa.
We did have to go to Iowa.
So we spent a few days there, but we stayed with some friends of ours, and then so the road. That's not really a race, but the bike ride starts this year. It started in Glenwood, Iowa, which is right by the Missouri River, and it finished in
Burlington.
So that's it's all kind of South Iowa is where the route went.
I mean, I think of it as South Central. No, I guess it is South.
Well, Burlington is Southeast.
It is. You're right. I was just thinking because Winterset, Knoxville, to me, that's not South because that's what we did, but it was the more northern part of that route.
Okay.
So yeah, it started lower and ended lower, kind of went up. Anyway.
Yeah, we were in South Central.
Yeah.
So
we
had a ride. We went to two of our friends, Brant and Heidi. We had a ride down to Winterset. We got dropped off. Now you can do the entire bike ride, which is how many days is it? 7?
7 days. Started Sunday and ended yesterday.
7 days. So the tradition is if you do all 7 days, you dip your rear tire in the Missouri River. And when you're done, you dip your front tire in the Mississippi River.
Which I think is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Something I will never do.
No, not interested.
No. So there's people that go out there and every day it's like anywhere between 50 to 80 miles a day. And then if you're doing the whole thing.
I don't know if there was any 50s. I think there's 60.
Oh, 60. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I wasn't sure. That's why I kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be making that up.
So we did the Wednesday leg. Nicole's done one day before. This was my first time. Farthest I've ever rode on a bike was 40 miles. Nicole's done a 100-mile bike ride. So this wasn't anything she was really too nervous about.
I mean, I was still nervous about it. First of all, that was like 7 years ago. And that great day, it was just a bike ride with Brant and Heidi. And it was only supposed to be like a 65, 70-mile bike ride. But Brant has fuzzy math sometimes. And it ended up, we got way farther out. And so it ended up being like 93 miles by the time we got back to our bikes. So then we had to finish to get what's called a century ride.
Yeah, you can't stop at 93 miles.
So that was not a voluntary century ride. It was not the plan for the day. I was much better prepared today this week for this one. Yes.
So
that was not the plan.
There is probably 20,000 bike riders that do this. So it wasn't like just the 4 of us out on a highway.
No,
I mean, there
it's a big deal.
Bikes as far as the eye could see.
Oh yeah. And our leg, like you mentioned, Jeff, was from Winterset to Knoxville. And for the way that I've been describing this to people in Nebraska is Winterset is where the setting of Bridges of Madison County, the book and movie was set in Winterset. We actually rode past one of the covered bridges. They're kind of famous covered bridges. Now you probably don't know what that is.
Oh, this is going right over.
Yeah,
my
I know.
head.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's because you're young. It was like a movie from I don't even know the early 90s.
Harrison probably never heard.
Harrison
of it either,
probably hasn't heard of it either. It was a book also, but Clint Eastwood was and Meryl Streep were in the movie.
What's it called?
Bridges of Madison County. It's kind of like a love story.
I feel like maybe I've heard of it before.
So anyway, that's their claim. That's Winterset's claim to fame, the Bridges of Madison County. And then it ended in Knoxville, which is I don't know if it's true, or the self-proclaimed sprint car capital of the world. There's a big sprint car race track in Knoxville.
Hall of Fame museums there. Yeah. So it's a big deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're familiar with either of those things, that's basically what we rode from there and back to. It ended up being 78 miles, which I think Brant must have been in charge of that route too, because leading up to it said 75 miles every time. And then lo and behold, 2 days before it changes to 78 miles.
Magically.
I know. But that was only 3-mile difference. And it did end up being about 78 miles. That's what we both logged, right?
78.3, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's where we were, just to give people an idea.
And it wasn't and if you have any questions for us 402-464-5685, starting in the text line. If you've done RAGBRAI before, we'd love to hear from you. That would be awesome. Or if you've done just a day of it, that would be cool. We can kind of relate with you now. So we started off in Winterset, and the first leg of this was about 14 miles. And I didn't know what to expect. Like Nicole and I have just ridden on trails in Lincoln. I mean, so like we've never been around a lot. I've never been around a lot of bikes. Like
you were nervous.
I was a little nervous.
It's totally different.
Going into it, you were nervous.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I was afraid I was going to crash. Somebody was going to run into me.
Yeah.
Would I be able to make it up these hills out on the highway? Like,
this was one of the hilliest routes in the history of RAGBRAI, and I actually looked it up. There was 2 days hillier than ours, so I think ours was maybe the third. Is it definitely in the top 5 most hilliest day in the history of RAGBRAI? And RAGBRAI's been going for like 51 years.
And that's the leg I was on.
Yeah.
Third hilliest.
Top 5. I don't know.
Top 5 of climbing.
Lots of hills. Lots of hills.
So I was concerned. There's some hills here in Lincoln, but it's nothing like being out in the country on a road where you're just
when we had Kelly
going straight up
on the show, our national challenge participant, and she did a couple weeks ago, and she gave us the quote about you suffer in your imagination more than reality. You were suffering. Jeff was suffering in his imagination. The night before.
Jeff was being tortured
the night
in his
before.
imagination.
Yes.
Well, I
could
wasn't
just tell looking at you. You're trying to be relaxed. We're sitting.
Well, I wasn't really nervous until we watched the documentary about it. And then we watched the documentary.
And you're like, oh, look at all these
feels
spikes.
like the equivalent of like Googling symptoms.
Yeah.
Like, how is this going to go for me? You don't watch the documentary before you do it. You watch it
wasn't
after.
like it was a horror documentary. It was a pleasant experience that the writers had. But
yeah,
that's funny. Now that I think about it, you did get a little quiet after that.
I did. I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
And two, like I'd only ridden 40 miles. So now I'm going 78 and a half. This is like double what I've ever done.
Even the distance part, like you were saying, that is so many people. Like that's what I'd be worried about. I'd be thinking, am I going to run into someone? How am I going to, with how many people you guys were saying are there? Like that would freak me out.
And so the first leg, after I got through that, I was like, oh, this really isn't that bad because I pay attention to my surroundings, so I'm not running into anybody. I thought a few things that were interesting was the bike language that the riders use. Okay, so
some people take it very seriously.
Very seriously. So a few things that they would yell out. The first one, they'd say "car up." Okay, so what that means,
because these are all on highways.
These are all highways, yes,
and they're not technically closed, but when you have like 20,000 people on a stretch of highway, like you kind of take over. And so cars definitely had to, it's very well publicized. I think most people
like
knew.
they know, especially I feel like if you're there.
Yeah, if you live in that area, you know that it's going through this town. So like you pretty much probably try to avoid it at all costs.
Or you
that highway.
Stay inside. Don't go anywhere.
Go alternate route. Anyway.
So what was annoying?
We were sharing the road with cars, but not like a normal day of driving on that highway.
So what was annoying this is annoying to me, is that people would, and it wasn't just one person. It'd be like,
well, it's like the telephone game.
Yeah. Car up, car up, car up, car up. And I'm like, oh, you mean the semi that's coming right at me? Like I need 100 people hollering at
loud
me.
And okay, yes. And the car up was when there's a car coming, obviously.
On the other side of the road.
Yeah. And then there's also car back, and that's if there's a car coming up behind you and they have to get in the other lane. But
now that makes sense to me.
But with car up back too, because some of those were blind hills. You're going up curves. You wouldn't necessarily know. Or we had a couple cars turn right on the road in front of us. So there were some times it would be necessary, but most of the time, yes, we all see the car.
Because you're looking, right? You're biking with your head up and looking forward.
It was just some people, it was their job to just
they took it upon themselves.
Oh, yes.
Right.
I'm like,
everyone will know a car is coming up.
Yeah.
It did not bother me the way it bothered you.
There wasn't ever a time where somebody said car up. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get over. I didn't see this car coming right at me.
Maybe not everyone's as aware of their surroundings as you. I don't know. But
well, I don't know. So that's kind of annoying. And then people were yelling like, with the rumble strips are out there, right? So you don't want to bike over the rumble strips.
So when you've been on a highway and when you come up to a stop, you have that on the road.
Yes.
Those were we didn't have very many people yelling out rumble.
Wow.
We had people using a hand signal. So you like hold your hand out and like,
like strict, little shaky.
Like this. Yeah, I did that. That was kind of fun. I kind of
liked
like
one.
I know.
Hand.
Rumble. I liked that.
Well, I'm not taking one hand off the bike.
I know, but you're not, because you're not good at
not,
that.
I'm not trying to steer with
You
one
can't
hand.
do that.
And then just tip over.
Yes, that's
what,
not me.
It's very stressful watching Jeff do anything except ride straight on a bicycle. So no, I wouldn't have. So that part was fun. And the rumble strips was important because you did not always know they were there. Like our friend Heidi got stuck on one once, and I almost did, except she warned me at the last second. She's like, you can get over. And I didn't know what she was talking about until I saw it right in front of me, and I was able to get over in time. But I mean, it doesn't cause you to crash. It's just not comfortable to be like blah, 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 over the rumble strips. No. So. Rumble.
And then people would say on your left, which we do that when we're out on the trails, like if we're coming up behind a runner or somebody walking or another slow bike rider, we'll holler that. But out there, I was like, there's 20,000 bike riders. Like, I'm assuming people are going to be passing me. So
I know.
Just stay alert of what's going on. You know,
not everyone does. And Heidi and I had a little.
Yeah, they had some altercations. Mine was nobody said a word to me out on the course.
That's exaggeration.
I have to know.
Yeah,
there were
that's an exaggeration.
A few things that happened with these guys.
Well, because Heidi and I were riding together mostly, and that's fine. Like, you're not supposed to ride single. You just don't ride single file. You can't, because you're with all different people and paces. And the other thing is the variety of bikes that people are on. So like, people are riding like $10,000 bikes, and people are on like Walmart bikes, and people are on like road bikes and
tandem bikes. Tandem
bikes.
You're joking.
Oh no, there were multiple tandems. There was someone that did 3, like with 3 people on a bike. There's a guy that rode the entire RAGBRAI backwards.
Yep.
So he sits on the handlebars and pedals backwards, looking behind him. I can't even do it because then I'm not talking into the microphone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't see him.
We didn't
see him out
I'm
there.
sure he leaves like super early, and that's the other thing. People are leaving at all different times. There's not like a ready go when everyone starts. You just kind of go when you get up. The people who stay all night, or us, we kind of went when we got there, which is like 6:30 is when we started. So you're kind of mixed in, and you leave a town, and that's, to me, that was the scariest part, is every time you leave a town, because you're all bunched up, and so you have slow people and fast people, and it takes a couple miles to kind of get with your people that are at the same pace as you. So it was probably semi close to coming out of a town. Heidi and I are riding, and this tandem bike comes up, and they're screaming on your left, which first of all, on your left is a heads up. Like, it's a heads up. Hey, I'm passing on your left. And I'm pretty sure there was probably a car coming up. And so instead of just slowing down and waiting for the car to pass, they expected Heidi to like veer over and give them space. And so they were yelling like, on your left. And the guy was like, get over, as he was going by Heidi. And Heidi was like, I don't have to get over just because you're saying on your left. I don't have anywhere to go. Right. And if she would have gotten over. And I'm assuming
you're next
I was,
to her.
Yeah. So if she would have gotten over, I would have been pushed off onto the shoulder. Like, and he was just shaking his head. And there was a guy behind him too. And he with the same group, and he was shaking his head. And the woman on the back of the tandem bike, like, turned around and waved, and I don't know if she was being passive aggressive or if she was like, sorry
for him.
No, I would have been like, sorry.
Yeah, that would have.
It was annoying. Like, we're going up a hill, and he just expects everyone to move. So there were
cater to them.
Yeah, there were a couple of those on your lefts that were annoying, where it was like, okay, that's just you telling me. If you're not able to pass me, then it's not my job to get over. Like, you need to wait until you can go past me. That's what on your left means. And we've done triathlons, and in triathlons, you're not supposed to pass someone unless you can pass them like within a certain like time. And so maybe we're just used to triathlons where you have to, like, I don't pass someone unless I know I'm passing them. Like, I am faster than them, and I'm getting past them.
Willy-nilly.
Right.
We're going to pass you right now.
Yeah. So there's a couple times you have to say on your left, like if you're going up a hill and you're struggling up the hill, and I just don't want to startle the person that you're passing, or there's passing, they're biking fairly straight but slow, and I know I have to pass them close, then I would say on your left, like, and they'd be like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Don't worry about it," and and we
They
just
get
keep
scared.
riding. Yeah, like,
I never
no
got scared.
pressure, no pressure. I'm just passing you. But so yeah, we did get that a couple times. Then there was this one gal that was just aggressive when she passed people. But then I kept noticing, because it was a really hilly part of the course, it was the route, and it was towards the end of the day. But then I noticed the only time she got aggressive about passing people was when other people were around. And so she'd be like, "On your left," and she'd scream it, and she'd come by. But then when I could see her, because it's a very straight way, and I could see her, and then she'd get by herself on the hill, she'd slow way down until people started passing her. And then I think she was just more competitive than she was ready to do the hills.
Yeah, that's what it's sounding like.
Yeah, so she would so I did pass her on one of the hills, and I wanted to aggressively scream I didn't, but I wanted to.
I totally would have.
No, because I knew there was a chance she would pass me again.
And then does it even louder. You guys just get into it the rest of the time.
I'm not competitive. But it was satisfying to pass her at one point when she was so aggressive about being on my left.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but
she did that to everybody.
We have a few more stories, so we're going to go into the next segment with this, because we have a few more things to talk about from RAGBRAI. So we're going to go to break, and then we'll wrap up our day of RAGBRAI on the next segment. So we'll be right back. Stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best MMA on Saturday, August 10th at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 9 fights are scheduled for the night, including professional lightweight and welterweight bouts, and the main event of Donnie Bush versus Micah Washington in the professional welterweight championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the MMA fighters and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Cheetos on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for The Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. We are just kind of recapping our day of RAGBRAI, which is a bike ride across the state of Iowa. We did day 4 of RAGBRAI. We rode 78.5 miles. And it was a fun day. The one thing that, I was kind of, we're going to talk about willful suffering here later. I was kind of impressed with myself.
Well, okay.
Like I don't like to toot my own horn.
No, I know, but we have to talk about. Let's rewind. Close your eyes.
All right.
Remember.
What am I remembering?
End of May, we did the Prairie to Prairie race.
Yes, end of May.
Yeah.
We did Prairie to Prairie.
And you had to bike ride, and you crashed and burned. I mean, you didn't technically crash, but you had to walk up a bunch of hills.
Almost every hill.
Oh, you were walking your bike?
Yeah. He didn't. He got his bike out of the shed the Thursday before the race. And it was also his hybrid, like mountain.
And it was on gravel.
It was on gravel. You were not prepared. You were not prepared for it at all.
You should have pulled up with an e-bike.
It almost took you as long to do this 15-mile bike ride as it took me and Megan and Laura to walk 2 5Ks, walk, run 2 5Ks. Because it was a 5K run walk that we did. And then it's supposed to be like a relay. And then Jeff did the bike ride. And then we did another 5K. But we didn't wait for each other. Thank goodness. Like you started before we got done with the run. And we started the second run before. Thank God. Because we were almost done with the second 5K when you got done with the bike ride.
If it would have been a timed event, and I waited for you guys to finish the 5K, and then you waited for me,
we'd still be there now, waiting for.
We would have been the last team in the whole thing.
Yeah. So I think that's what makes it extra like redemption for you of how well you did, because that was not that long ago. It was like 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
That, I mean, almost exactly.
Yep.
That you really struggle bust 15 miles.
Yep.
On a bike.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Props.
Yeah.
Well, and
Toot your horn.
I didn't know
Yeah.
the gears really on this bike
Didn't
either.
know how
So
to
I'm
shift.
just like,
You learned a lot of stuff in the last 2 months about bike riding.
And the reason I was impressed with myself was on these hills when just 2 months ago I was walking the bike up all these hills on this prairie to prairie. I mean, I was passing hundreds of bike riders going up the hills, people off walking. And I what was kind of irritating for me at first is every time we came to a big hill, everybody's bunched up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I cannot go this slow. I have to get moving.
Just momentum.
That's when I just be screaming on your left. No, I didn't ever said anything.
All the way down.
I
The
would
hills
get over.
were hard though. There were some of them, especially if you couldn't get, depending on who you were around, the group of people you were around, because if you couldn't get some good momentum going down the hill, then it made going up that hill hard.
Yeah,
I had to walk up a hill, and this was in the town of Indianola.
That was rough. Hill.
And it was in the town, and they're like a sign warning steep hill, and I'm like, well, this can't be good.
Yeah.
Like the whole race or the whole route is steep hill, so the fact that they're giving us a warning can't be good.
Right.
And we were already in town, so I was unclipped from my pedals. I clip into my pedals because I figured we were just about ready to be done. And so going down the hill, it was kind of crowded. I was scared. I'm kind of a scaredy cat going down the hills, and I hadn't clipped into my bike pedals because I needed to be able to have my feet in case something happened. Well, then when we got to start going up the hill, I tried to clip in, which I should have just kept pedaling. And by the time I clipped in, I had zero momentum and I had to just like get off the bike and walk. Like I couldn't have gone. It was just, I didn't have, it'd be like doing the steepest hill that you know of in Lincoln from the bottom. Like get off your bike and start. Although I did race a couple people up the hill who were on their bikes, and, like jokingly. So like I was pushing my bike and I'm like, I bet I can beat you. And they were laughing. We were
That's
joking.
awesome.
Yeah, it was all for fun.
Well, and when you clip in, and this was kind of a difference
Because you don't clip in. I mean,
no, but I have little cages,
Yeah.
so you put your feet in
Oh
there.
yeah. Okay.
So when you're clipped in or you have the cages, you can use both your quads and your hamstrings
Yeah, because
to
you can
pedal.
lift.
You can, and that's kind of how I was able to kind of power up the hills.
For
was
sure.
I would just lift up instead
Yeah.
of pushing.
Yeah.
So it was all hamstring instead of quad. Where at the prairie to prairie, I didn't have that.
you had a different bike.
It's a whole different.
Yes, because you can only pedal one way.
Right.
You can't pedal both, which makes it a lot more difficult. So yeah, I don't. And there were people out there that I was watching.
that had just regular pedals.
Oh, here we got a text says, why are we still talking about Iowa? We're not talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes
Right.
and football.
It happened to occur in Iowa. Just let it go, okay?
They're not
Yes.
happy about it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not happy. I'm just talking about my experience.
Right.
It could have been biking in
Did
South
you
Dakota.
hear the first part we said? Unfortunately.
No, I don't think they heard the first part. But anyway, that's what we're talking about, our bike riding experience.
Yes, this is Fitness Fanatics.
I promise you, my dad would have shown up with his e-bike that goes like 30
Some
miles
people
per hour.
did have e-bikes.
Just cruising the whole time.
Some people had e-bikes, which that's fine. I don't have any feelings about that.
I wouldn't have even done it on an e-bike.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you still have to work on an e-bike. I mean, the problem is if your dad would have shown up on an e-bike, 78-mile day, he probably would, that battery probably would have ran out by like mile 20 because he would have been relying way too much on the battery.
The good thing is my dad would never go at all. So we don't even need to.
Anybody can do it anyway. So yeah, you felt really strong going up and down those hills.
I did. I was passing people left and right. It was good. And that's like, we did a lot of training for this. I mean, we didn't ride 80 miles,
right?
But we did do a lot of mileage over the last couple months.
And everything that we did in Lincoln was kind of hilly. Like a lot of the trails here in Lincoln are hilly. And then a good amount of them, because we're still riding within town. So there were a lot of times where you had to cross a street. So you really didn't, there's not very many places here in Lincoln where you can get going fast to have momentum going up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I was proud of myself for being brave going down the hills. And so I could see not the whole race, but some of the race. I had my like run keeper up that tells you how fast you're going. And I hit 25 miles an hour a couple times going down a hill. I hit 27. I even hit 30 miles once going down the hill. And it's scary. So I was being brave. I was just kept in my head. I had that TikTok sound that was like, she's so brave. I just kept saying that every time I was telling Heidi too.
I know
I was
exactly
being so
what sound you're
brave going
talking
down
about.
that hill. I know, which did help making going up the hills easier. But I would only do that if there were like no bikes really close in front of me, because that is the part that's scary. Like you said, Jeff, if you're going down the hill 30 miles an hour and there's people right in front of you and
someone
something
slows
happens,
down,
right,
or they get in a crash,
their bike tire blows or they hit a crack in the road. So I didn't go down every hill that fast. Don't get me wrong. I was on the brake for a lot of stuff, but that was what I was proud of myself for, going fast and being brave. We did not stay together, you and I.
I just couldn't go that slow.
Okay. What was your average speed? We weren't slow, so be quiet.
Well, I don't know what my average
I
speed
had a
was.
calamity one time where my water bottle flew out.
my goodness.
And I had to get out and cross 2 things of traffic to get it. And we're gonna look this up after break, because I feel like our average speeds.
Oh,
But now
you
remember,
just got ahead of us quickly.
remember, I was walking my bike through town because I wanted to get the mileage. So that really affected.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That was rude.
But I did always finish ahead of them.
Yeah, you did. That's fine.
So
it's not a race. I was enjoying time with my friend. I'm
yes.
sorry that you were.
Were you riding alone?
Yeah, I was riding
him
alone.
and Brant, Heidi's husband, lone wolves out there, which is that's how we've always trained for marathons and half marathons too. Jeff and Brant always off by themselves. So.
I don't run well with others, and I don't bike well with others.
It was
It's
annoying.
my own
I don't like
kinda.
talking while I'm exercising.
There was a part that we were pretending, Brant and Jeff were pretending they were going to stay with us for a little bit.
The last leg, we were together for a little while.
For not very long. But then Heidi was listening to music and then Jeff was singing, and I was like, okay, I need you to just go. I don't need
I'm
you to be
overstimulated.
Yeah, I don't need you to be singing out loud, even though I can sing. It's fine if I do it, but I don't want to hear you do it. Plus, you don't know the words and you don't sing right. So
I didn't listen to any music on my bike, and I didn't wear sunglasses.
I know you're weird about that.
No music and
weird.
That's weird.
No sunglasses really weirds me out. The no music is fine because there's people all around listening to music. Like some people had like sound systems on their bikes. Like one guy was so loud when he came by. I'm like, that's aggressive.
That would make me mad.
Yeah.
That would make me mad.
It makes me mad when we run and people do that. But on the bike ride, it's okay. Like sometimes it'd be kind of fun. Like, ooh, this is a good song. Yeah, it's like a little banger. So that the no music thing isn't that unusual. But the fact that you bike ride or you just live life without sunglasses, I don't understand how you do that. I think that's weird.
It's never really bothered my eyes.
My eyes are so sensitive to the light. I always have to wear sunglasses. I don't know.
I feel like I've never been the type to like bring them everywhere. Like my mom
I
always
didn't until I got older.
Really, okay,
So
maybe
you'll remember this conversation
I will,
someday.
and I'll be like, I wear
Here we
sunglasses
go
all the time now. Is this?
I know. I don't remember being super sensitive to light until now that I'm older. I don't know. But if it's bright, then I have to squint, and then my body's like, oh, are we taking a nap right now? Are you trying to sleep? And it makes me tired. I don't know.
I didn't think about it. Yeah, I do get very teary.
Weird.
I get very teary.
Me too.
So I don't think but
that's the other thing, because there were a couple times where you're by gravel roads and stuff, and I'm like, how do you not get stuff in your eyes?
Dust. I didn't even think about that. I'd be wearing like industrial goggles.
Weird. Yeah, it's weird that you don't wear sunglasses. But I did see some other people not wearing sunglasses too.
Yeah. Well, so the coolest part for me was at the very end. Got done. We were in Knoxville and went into this little bar.
Because there's a lot of like drinking and having fun in between.
Yeah, at all the stops. There's food. There's food trucks, local businesses.
That'd be my favorite part.
It was. It was fun. It broke it up.
Yeah, it broke it up. So we would ride and then we'd stop for like 15, 20 minutes and then hop back on and go again. So we were all done. And if you're a wrestling fan out there from the 80s, 90s, we ran into Mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart was at this little bar we were at, and I was freaking out.
Well, and it was funny because I was going to say something to you because as we were coming into the town, there were signs and he was on there and they were doing some type of amateur wrestling event like in the square or something. Probably partly because of RAGBRAI and just to get whatever. And his pictures were on the sign. So I was like, I wonder if he's here. And then I forgot to tell you about it by the time we got together and then like got everything situated.
Yeah.
So you didn't notice them because you were too busy just going so fast that you didn't see anything that was going on around you.
Zeroed in on the
Tour
road.
de France the whole time.
I was like Jeff Gordon, just whipping in and out of bikes. Like,
yeah, sure. Anyway,
it was good.
So yeah, I saw that and I was going to tell you. And then we're at the bar and we're talking to the person working behind the bar because we think we know each other and we're talking and I'm talking to her and Jeff's like elbowing me and I'm like trying to talk and he's elbowing me. Then finally you're like, me heart is right there. He's right behind you.
And we met him and we took our picture with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he was not a wrestler ever.
He was a
right?
manager.
Yeah, he managed a lot of high profile wrestlers. And by managing, it's like the PR management, like the person, right?
Interference.
You know, out there
like that.
doing shenanigans.
Yep. Being the distraction.
Yeah.
Look over here.
That was fun. And it was fun too because we watched this TV show about the WWE where they go and try to find these treasures from the past. And because they're going to make a museum, allegedly. I don't know. They never actually talk about the museum, but they're always trying to find like where is this museum?
Collectibles?
Yes. So they're trying to find collectibles. They're trying to find like and I know they probably don't call them outfits. I don't know what they call them. It's not a uniform.
Costume?
What would that be called? Yeah, costume. Jeff, what's that called?
I mean,
anyway,
kinda.
Famous outfits that the wrestlers wore during famous matches and stuff. And he was just on the one that we had just watched over the weekend because we're old and we watch old people documentaries.
Yeah, when there's no football on, we really got to try to find
dig deep
other stuff to watch.
And we were just talking about how does he look exactly the same as he did in the 80s. And he did, even when we saw him, he looked exactly the same.
Yep. So that was cool.
That is crazy.
Way to finish it off.
It was. You were so excited.
I was like a kid in a candy store.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Surprised how excited you were about it, but that's great.
Not every day you get to meet a somebody from the WWE.
Well, and if you just saw him on TV, that would totally,
that was cool because we were like, we just saw you on TV, and he was like, they filmed that like a year ago. I don't know why they're just now showing it. So we got a little behind the scenes on that too. He was very PR guy for sure, walking around, signing things, taking donations for something. I don't know what, but
yeah. So we talk about our subject for the day, the willful suffering, like all those bike rides that we did, all the ferals, like we were ready.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what made me think of that is just like I was ready and I felt strong.
I was very happy for you because if Jeff's having a bad day, everyone's having a bad day. So I was a little worried as you were the night before. I was like, oh gosh, this could be bad. If Jeff's having a bad day, it's a cloud over all of us. And you were a little dicey when we got to that first town and it was super crowded because you're not a big people person. So it was kind of crowded and you're like, I don't like this. And I'm like, well, next time we'll go into the town a little bit. We got a little anxious and we got off our bikes right away.
Yeah.
And we had to like walk through. It was very crowded. It got more sparse as the day went because again, people get spread out. But so yeah, I'm very happy for you that and I was happy for me that you had a good time too, because it was my idea and I would have never heard the end of it if it had been a disaster.
Or if I
Although
crashed.
I was going to do it by myself. I brought it up and I was like, Heidi wants to do a day of Ragbri. And I want to do it too. And then you were like, well, maybe I want to do it. So you did invite yourself.
Yep. And,
and you did great.
And one final, so a lot of these towns, I kept my bike helmet on. Now, I had my Nebraska hat with me.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this.
So we got to the town of Indianola and I was like, okay, we're going to eat lunch there. So I didn't want to wear my bike helmet. I got made fun of the first time because I wore my bike helmet.
Walking around.
Which is goofy, by the way.
But people do it. It's just you forgot it was on when you're wearing it. It happened to me a couple times too, but I took it off after I realized it. You just kind of kept it on, but because then you have to hold it.
Yeah,
it wasn't that unusual.
So I put my Husker hat on, and within 30 seconds,
someone was talking to me.
I turned around, and there's this guy there, just Nebraska,
it's a
tough place in Iowa. I'm like. So I never put it on
Dude,
again.
I just
It was literally because
30
we
seconds.
parked our bikes separately from Brant and Heidi, and I thought you were right behind me.
Nope,
and so
I
I
got
was
stuck.
like walking to them. And then I look back and I'm like, why is Jeff talking to someone?
I wasn't talking to this person by choice.
I know. He wasn't, we don't even know if he was an Iowa fan for sure. He wasn't wearing like any bike kits that said Iowa, which there were a lot of Iowa bike kits. We saw a couple Caitlin Clark nods out there too. People wearing.
I don't know. That behavior
jerseys,
screams Iowa fan.
It does, but
like,
it could have
forget
been
it.
worse. But that was funny. Like you probably took 5 steps.
Literally, I
You
turned
put the
away.
hat on.
Yep.
Took 5 steps away from your bike.
And there it was, right after me.
They're obsessed with us.
So there for our listener who was mad we were still talking about
I don't know
Iowa.
if the listener is still
I
listening,
know.
but we just ripped Iowa. So hopefully they're happy now.
Right. Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. That is all our RAGBRAI talk. So we're the fitness fanatics and we did some fitness over the week. So we just wanted to share that with you. So if you don't think you can do it, you can do it because we did it.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back. We'll get into a kind of a preview of what hour 2 is going to be. So stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit Huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium Saturday night, August 3rd. That's Huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
Vershawn Jackson, the captain here for The Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relief. The team at The Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Power combo BOGO? Huh?
Yes, if you purchase an air conditioner, you receive a furnace completely free. At John Henry's, our professionals want to ensure you are comfortable in your home all year long, no matter what Nebraska has to throw at us. Call today to schedule your free estimate and learn more about the free furnace waiting for you. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Hey, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. It's official. Wedding season is here, and we know that every detail counts. From bridal party gifts to the finishing touches for the bride and groom, discover our exclusive selection of watches and fine jewelry. Did you know we even offer in-house engraving? Celebrate your special day with a personal touch and a timeless gift they'll cherish forever. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about atomic diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Fitness Fanatics. We just have a short segment here before we get to the top of hour number 2. So I'm going to turn it over to Nicole to go over our talking points, kind of our theme for the next hour. So take it away.
Well, we've talked about this on the show, but when I brought it up to you this morning about, hey, this is what I want to talk about, you acted like this was brand new information. So,
well, my brain is filled with a lot of Husker stuff.
Sure.
At all times.
What else is new? So when I told you about, I wanted to talk about willful suffering. What did you think that meant, Jeff?
I just suffering from because you're doing things that are you're deciding to do that you're suffering through,
right?
By your choice, not like you get diagnosed with cancer or something that's not a choice,
out of your control,
out of your control, right?
Right.
Something that is within your control, that like us biking 78 miles is willful suffering.
We knew it was going to be hard.
It's a great example,
but we did it anyway. Right. So just to preface this before we go into, this is our short segment. I say this a lot in my classes. You don't hear this, Jeff, because we don't ever take each other's classes. We're never at the gym together, but there's a lot of times when we're doing something in my class that I don't want to do, or I know other people don't want to do. So if it's like burpees or something that's terrible, right? I will say this, and I say it almost every time I teach. Unless sometimes I don't do stuff that I hate. But when I do stuff that I hate, I say it almost every time. Like, okay, we're going to do this set with burpees. And I just want you to think about, if this is the worst part of your day, it's going to be a pretty good day, right? Like, if the worst thing you have to do in a day is burpees that you're choosing to do on purpose, that's going to be a good day. Yeah. So that's what gets me through sometimes when I'm doing something exercise wise that I don't want to do, because I'm just like, okay, this is going to be terrible. But if this is the worst thing that happens to me all day, that's going to be,
I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah. I'm still going to have a pretty good day. So that's what I like to use in my head, because I like exercise. And so do you, Jeff, right? Like, we enjoy exercise. I don't enjoy focusing on nutrition so much. You know what I mean? That part's harder because it's like never ending, which fitness is too. You exercise one day, you have to do it the next day, but we enjoy that. So,
well, we don't enjoy doing the laundry,
right,
or the dishes,
yeah, right,
or cleaning the house.
And exercise is like that for some people. It's not like that for us. So
Right.
I feel like I can really help amp people up and get people excited for exercise because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy eating well too, but it's just more work.
It's harder.
Yeah, right.
For sure. Because because exercising like intentionally, like an intentional workout, that is one time.
Yeah.
Maybe at the beginning, at some point in your day for an hour.
Right.
Nutrition is
all the time.
All day.
Yeah. All the time. You're always making decisions. You're always making choices. Exercise is, like you said, one part of your day. So I like talking about this because it's something that I use. Even though I enjoy exercise, it helps me get excited about doing something. So I just want to talk about willful suffering. It's embracing discomfort or voluntary hardship. And that can just be, it's a mindset, right? And I think exercise requires the proper mindset.
Yep.
More than food, because we have to eat to survive. Like, you can just choose not to exercise. You can't choose not to eat. So like eating is so much more nuanced than exercise.
Yeah.
But like eating healthy is going to optimize your life. Exercising is going to optimize your life. So if you can find ways to change your mindset around something that maybe you don't enjoy doing, like if you don't enjoy exercise, but you can shift your mindset about it, then that's going to help just help you be more successful. And that's what we'll talk about in the next segment.
All right. So stay with us. Top of hour 2 coming up on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas. Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddles Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddles Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddles Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddles inside Gateway Mall.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome in. Hour 2 of Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Modern Woodman. Founded in 1883, Modern Woodman offers financial services and member benefits to individuals and families throughout the U.S. For more information, call Sean Erickson at 402-483-6515. Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures. So big shout out to them. Sean, one of our instructors and members out at Yankee Ridge. So we appreciate their support of the Fitness Fanatics. All right. If you missed any part of the show, you can check us out on theticketfm.com under Ticket Weekends. So we are on there under the Fitness Fanatics. If you're just listening for the first time, we have 2 years worth of episodes. So you can go back and binge listen to all 2 years. They're all on there. A lot of good subjects. We don't have a guest today, but we do have guests lined up for the next month. So it will not just be Nicole and I in here starting next week.
Yeah, we like to have little coffee talks, though.
Yeah, sometimes it's good.
Cute.
It's good. Yep. Yep. All right.
There's
so
stuff that we want to, talk about.
Yep. If you want to join the show, you can always text us on the Starter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. We're also live on Facebook, Allo Channel 961, and we are on Twitter, what I still call it, or X. It's always be Twitter to me.
Yeah.
And YouTube. So, which, by the way, I know I say this a lot, but I absolutely love
rewatching or on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
I watch Early Break every day on YouTube. Sometimes when I teach at 6, I can't start listening, so I'll just pop it on and whoosh, just rewind it all the way, which I'm still just fascinated by, like, that I could do that. And I know you could, well, and it's like you can do that on with TiVo and stuff, but it's so cool. So that's kind of my choice of listening. So
that's funny. I thought you were gonna say you rewatch this all the time.
Oh gosh,
like your own.
No, we don't watch our
You just
own
watch
stuff.
yourself just all the time.
No, you don't. Most people don't like to listen to themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, when I am on and then I go back to do the editing for the podcast, I'm like, oh,
I know, I hate that.
Who's this 30-year-old man speaking on my?
And you think you're talking, because I'll do that with some of our clips, and then it's like I have to cut out like 75% of it because it's just me saying stupid stuff, like things like, just like I'm doing right now, like you're cutting out stuff that was not important. I did not need to say that. I did not need to say that 4 times.
Yeah. Or I realize how much I say like.
Yeah. We all have our things that we do.
Oh yeah.
I do that when I'm instructing sometimes, and I start to annoy myself. Like, okay, I'm not going to say, here we go again.
And then you catch it
and
like
then
every
you do.
time.
Yeah. I have a lot of self-awareness, but no like ability to change anything about myself. So
you got the first step
it's complicated. I know. So anyway, let's talk about willful suffering. I'm trying to think about where I was first introduced to that concept, and it might have been the David Goggins book. I can't remember what it's called. Your dad would know. He likes that book a lot. David Goggins, he's like a motivational speaker, former Navy SEAL or something.
Oh my goodness. I know exactly what you're talking about because he bought that book for both my So
I know. Can't Hurt Me is what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it's called. And so maybe he talked about it. I don't know. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of audiobooks about it, but something about willful suffering just stuck with me as far as exercise goes, because so many things in our lives are designed for comfort, to add comfort to our lives. And I think sometimes that makes fitness harder for people, right, Jeff? Like, we have all these things designed for comfort, like e-bikes or scooters. So, or, couches that do everything. Like, you can buy a couch that has like a refrigerator built in and a cooling and heating cup holder. So like you can sit in your couch for as long as possible without having to get up, right. So there's a lot of comfort, built into our lives. And so I think that sometimes makes exercise so hard for people because we spend so much of our time in comfort that being uncomfortable feels weird. But there's never been a time in our evolutionary life where we didn't have to deal with discomfort. Like, the cavemen weren't trying to think of ways to make their lives more comfortable. They were literally just trying to survive.
Trying to get
then
food.
At some point, once they became maybe foragers and they were able to forage food and had food stored up, and they didn't have to like hunt their food all the time. Yeah, maybe then they decided, maybe I can make my sleeping space more comfortable, right? Like, So I do think a lot of things from an evolutionary standpoint, because a lot of things, we've made a lot of advancements as far as that goes, but also I feel like sometimes it's made those basic parts of our life more difficult, right? Like exercise.
Yep.
That's one of the things that you get, Jeff, when you talk to people. Their barrier to start is like,
because they know it's going to be hard.
Yeah, and they don't have time to do it later in the day, and they don't want to have to get up early to get their workout in. But they know, and I have this conversation with people too, like, they know that the morning is the best time to do it, but they just don't want to start getting up early to get it done. And that is willful suffering. Getting up on purpose to exercise is choosing to do something difficult because you know that it's going to pay off in the end. So if you can think of it that way, I don't know, maybe it'll be helpful. Don't you think?
Yep. So if you're have a mindset of willful suffering, there's a few ways that it could be beneficial for you. So number one, we have a list we want to go through.
Yeah.
It's building mental resilience. That's the first one. So you're basically developing mental toughness.
There's a gnat in here, just in case you've been watching and
I thought you were signaling me.
It's
for
no,
something.
I'm not.
It is. All of us look like we're like.
It was Jeff the first segment.
No,
it was just me.
This gnat will not get out of here.
He is willfully
he's
suffering
having
us,
he's
making us
having
suffer.
some resilience right now and bothering everybody.
Yeah, but mental resilience is really important though, because the more that you can have that mental resilience, we talked about this last week too, about how it builds your confidence in stuff.
Yes.
So that is an important part, like being mentally resilient. Me talking about if you're doing something in class that you don't want to do in your workout, or if you're working out and you have something programmed that you don't want to do, telling yourself like, I'm going to do this really hard thing on purpose, and it's going to make everything else in my day go a little bit easier, because and it can go both ways too. So you can be like, if you really hate doing something, but you're doing it anyway, then the whole rest of your day, when you're doing something, you're like, well, at least I'm not doing those burpees that I already did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But you have that confidence that you did it. I did it. I survived. I hated it in the moment, but now, at least I got those out of the way for the day.
Yeah. It's like proving to yourself that you can do hard things.
Yep.
So then when the next hard thing comes, like,
Yes.
yeah, I can do this and it's not going to kill me because I've done it before and I survived.
That's exactly what resilience is. Just
Well-
makes you more able to handle it when you have that obstacle again, and again, and again, and again.
And in a gym setting, it's a controlled environment, right? So if you're developing those habits in a controlled environment, which is going to, help you persist and overcome plateaus and those types of things, then it kind of bleeds out into other aspects of your life where it's an uncontrolled environment. So if you're dealing with those coping mechanisms in a controlled workout, when you're being told what to do, and even though you're being told what to do, yes, I was taking fit class yesterday and there were things I didn't want to do, and I was tired and I was hot. I even took my sweatshirt off.
This is a big deal for you
in a
because
t-shirt.
Yeah, normally you wear a sweatshirt all the time.
Yep.
In the gym.
I seriously think I would. The first time I heard that you always wear a sweatshirt when you work out was
weird.
before I started Farrell's, and I thought it was crazy. Now that I've done classes, I think if I wore a sweatshirt, I seriously would throw up and pass out.
Me too.
Like you guys would have to help.
I just wouldn't work very hard. That's my thing. I just would stop working.
And
hard.
that was like yesterday doing that. I felt wind on my arms.
It felt good, right? Refreshing.
Yeah.
You're like,
it
this
did.
is kind of nice.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
And you were working so hard.
I was like, 5 minutes into class, I'm like, I cannot do this. It was just very humid in the gym. And I'm just like, so I took it off.
A little too much willful suffering. So
It was.
You adapted.
I adapted. Yes.
Which is great. So mental resilience is important. And then the next point is it improves your discipline. Discipline is one of the biggest barriers to success when it comes to fitness, because we rely on motivation, which is very fleeting. But what we really need to do is rely on discipline. And I've heard people say, I'm not motivated to exercise, but I've never heard someone say, I'm not disciplined enough. Because when you say you're not disciplined enough, it puts it on you.
It takes ownership.
Right. It puts it on you that you are choosing not to do this. I'm not disciplined enough. So anytime you think I'm not motivated to do something, change that word to discipline. And maybe that can help you shift your mindset, because I know
that forces you to be like, oh, what do I need to change?
I can control this.
Yeah.
Motivation is like the weather. It changes every day. So you can't rely on the weather to get your goals done. You have to rely on your habits and your discipline. So, if you're choosing to willful suffer, that's just going to continue to help build that discipline. And that's also tied into confidence, a big part of it, which we'll kind of say that every single time, because you have to be disciplined to be consistent.
Well, and like you had posted on our Facebook pages, I'm just pulled up now, like you did on the post yesterday, losing a lot of weight quickly is very impressive. It is impressive.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
It shows that
impressive.
You were motivated.
Yeah. You're able to do something for a short amount of time and see results.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with quick results.
Nope.
But
keeping that weight off is even more impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think back to like Matthew Taylor, who's been on our show, and he's lost 150, 160, 170 pounds, and he keeps it off.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
And he lost a big chunk of it really quickly. It's not like you can't lose weight quickly and keep it off, but you have to continue to have that discipline and to keep it off.
Or Mark.
Yeah.
Been able to
Anybody
do it.
who's
Anybody
lost
can
any
do it.
amount of weight and then maintained it.
So it also goes on, says it shows that you have learned that making healthy choices isn't about being motivated.
Right. Yeah. I hate the word motivated.
Which is it's more about discipline. Right.
100%. Yes.
So when we were going over this, that just made me think of that post yesterday. So I wanted to pull that up.
Yep. That's true. That's true. So the next point is talking about how willful suffering can enhance your performance in your workouts, which, I mean, that just makes sense because if you're pushing yourself to do something you don't want to do today, it's going to be easier to do it the next day.
Yes.
And then once you get that down, like there's so many people that don't like burpees, and I get it. Like, I mean, kind of.
I don't think they're that
I
bad.
don't either. There's so many things I'd rather not do
I
than
know that
burpees. Right.
Same.
Yeah.
I know that that's an unpopular opinion.
I know.
And every time any coach is like, I'm sorry, we have to do burpees. I'm like, that's not even close to my least
either
favorite thing.
But
I know that's
again,
unpopular,
and I think that's a mindset thing. And I say that with a lot of people because if you hear the word burpee and you immediately
You've built it up in your head,
cringe and roll your eyes, and you're like a weight is on your shoulders. Obviously, it's going to be that much more difficult to do the burpees. So I always tell people that you can apply this to anything that you don't want to do from an exercise standpoint. But like, again, for me, burpees are just a squat into a plank, back to a squat. That's a burpee, maybe a push-up at the end. So it's 3 of our really basic moves that we do.
Okay.
Squat, plank, push-ups.
And it's funny because we could say, okay, you're going to do 1 squat, 1 push-up. 10 times. You're basically doing 10 burpees, but psychologically, you're doing 10 squats and 10 push-ups.
And that seems easier to people who, if you've decided that you hate burpees and burpees suck and they're super hard, that sounds so much better and so much easier.
I know. And that's why I tell people that burpees, if you don't like burpees, burpees are like the, like that thing at night when you're in your room and you like open your eyes and you see something and you think that it's like a person or it's something really scary.
And it's just a coat.
Yeah. And then you turn the light on and it's just the way that like a hanger is hanging on your treadmill or whatever. That is exactly what burpees are, I think. We build them up in our heads to be this like terrible, scary thing. But then when you break it down, and
if Helen is listening,
Helen's heard me tell this story many times.
They're not scary.
I know. I've told her. I've used that analogy with Helen before.
Well, we got a text from Crowbait that says, "I'd rather do burpees than laundry," and I 100% agree. I would rather spend 10 minutes doing burpees than 10 minutes folding laundry.
Yeah, and that's Jeff and I do that a lot with in our marriage, where like. So we each clean our own, that whatever gym we're at, we clean that gym, on the weekends. And so I have to clean Meadow Lane. He already did Yankee Ridge this morning. I haven't done Meadow Lane yet, but I also really kind of want to spend some time cleaning our house today too. But I know that I'm not going to be, I was going to say motivated, but now I have to say disciplined. I know I'm not going to be disciplined enough to do both. Because I'm a terrible trash person. No, I know, but like, I know I'm not going to have the energy to do both. So like sometimes Jeff and I will make a deal. So I don't care. I don't mind doing either of them. I just don't think I have the energy to do both of them. So I told Jeff on the way here, I'm like, hey, if you want to go clean Meadow Lane, I'll stay home and clean the house, And so we make deals like that sometimes. So if someone was going to make Crowbait a deal being like, I'll go do the laundry if you do burpees.
But you have to do burpees.
Sometimes you choose the burpees.
Sometimes the burpees win.
I know.
You know what? Sometimes that's the choice.
Right. But that's also willful suffering. If you've done that, if you've done burpees before and you suffered through them, and you've done laundry before and you suffered through it, you're going to make the willful choice to do the burpees over the laundry.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good analogy, kind of. Although you really can't do burpees.
Like in place of it.
But
we get it. We get the concept.
We do.
Crowbait would get the best of both worlds because Crowbait would be doing burpees, bettering his health.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And his laundry's getting done for him. So when he's done, he has some nice clean clothes to change into.
I built some muscle and
got my heart rate up.
Working out with the willful suffering mindset gets you into discomfort, right?
Yeah, yes.
Which makes you better. Going back to our RAGBRAI. Like we did leg day the day before. right? Now, most people be like, oh, I'm going to ride 78 miles on a bike. Maybe I should just not do leg day. But we pushed through it. We did it. And then it helps. It helped us prepare for that.
I don't know what is wrong with me because I instruct. That's usually when I get my workouts in. And the Saturday before Ragbri, I did it to myself, this workout that completely trashed my legs. My legs were so sore. Yes. And then we had a lower body on Tuesday. Going into Ragbri, like Tuesday night, my legs hadn't been that sore in a long time. Like everything hurt. I'm like, this was dumb. Why did I do this to myself? Plus, we're in this fit challenge right now that I come up with the extras. And the extras, we had to do 200 squats and 200 speed skaters for the week of Ragbri. That was stupid. But it didn't hinder me at all. In fact, I think it just made it a little bit easier because by Wednesday I was feeling better. My legs were feeling better and less sore, but I think that the pushing myself in the bike kind of helped a little bit, kind of helped work through that soreness.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, when I did the 5K, the Husker Road Race, I was sore till Friday. My legs hurt
because you
so
hadn't
bad.
Ran willfully.
No, at all.
I know. Yeah.
But we have ridden the bikes purposefully. And is it fun going 40 miles? No. So we did some willful suffering training.
And
on
that
the bikes.
Enhanced our performance.
And I wasn't sore at all.
My butt was sore. That's it. From sitting on the seat.
Oh yeah, the seats.
Yeah.
We hopped off the bikes, and Thursday morning we were doing upper body at Farrell's.
Yep.
So, all right, well, we're going to take a break. We have about 4 more points to get through with our discussion. So again, if you have any comments, questions, you can text us. Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. We'll be right back, continuing our conversation on willful suffering on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hey, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. It's official. Wedding season is here, and we know that every detail counts. From bridal party gifts to the finishing touches for the bride and groom, discover our exclusive selection of watches and fine jewelry. Did you know we even offer in-house engraving? Celebrate your special day with a personal touch and a timeless gift they'll cherish forever. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Cheetos on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Power combo BOGO? Huh?
Yes, if you purchase an air conditioner, you receive a furnace completely free. At John Henry's, our professionals want to ensure you are comfortable in your home all year long, no matter what Nebraska has to throw at us. Call today to schedule your free estimate and learn more about the free furnace waiting for you. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. I was just scrolling through my Facebook memories and had this quote that was on there. I'm just going to read it, and then we'll get back into our willful suffering. Kind of ties into this. Does excuses make today easy, but tomorrow harder? Discipline, which we were talking about, makes today hard, but tomorrow easier.
AD just shared that on his Facebook a couple days ago. I love it too. I know it's good. It's a great one. Every time I see it, I'm like, I love that. Katie loves it. It's one of her favorite quotes. It's a very good quote.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna now. Literally right when you said, I'm mad at you that you said the discipline thing, because now I'm gonna actually have to grow up.
I know. I already just did that with myself.
Because I'm thinking my bathroom and my room are so messy, but I don't feel like cleaning today. Maybe usually I get like one day a week where I feel like cleaning.
I know.
And I'm like, today's not that day, so I'll wait for that. And now I'm like, oh well, I guess I have to be disciplined enough, so I'll do it today now. Like,
no, it's true, but good. Because if exercise is something you enjoy, then you have to find your willful suffering in something else to improve for yourself. You can apply it to a lot of things.
Which could be like cleaning your room.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's probably what we need to focus more on willful suffering with, because we tend to let our house get a little cluttered.
Well, and the thing is, like, when you're done, you feel so much better.
Good.
I know. just feel so much better.
It feels so good.
Same thing about exercise. Anything that you don't want to do, you're going to feel better once you do it.
Yes, so you can apply that to anything.
The things that make you feel the best and are the best for you are the hardest things to get yourself to do.
Obviously.
The hardest things to get yourself to do.
Yeah, it's true. So the next thing we're going to talk
Well,
about.
we just kind of talked about it.
Well, no.
Greater appreciation
for progress.
For progress.
No, because we're talking about that's more like projecting into the future. But this is like greater appreciation for progress. For you, Jeff, a great example is that you appreciate how well you did Wednesday on RAGBRAI because you did so poorly on the
in May.
Prairie to Prairie.
Yep.
And then you did the work. We willfully went on bike rides. Some of them were really tough. Some of them we were just tired and cranky, and they were tough bike rides. But then you felt so confident in your abilities and good about yourself on Wednesday that it was the greater appreciation
it's
for
like
progress.
Practice in game days.
Yeah. It's what professional athletes do, or anything. Naya was talking about how, because you just started learning the board when you started coming onto our show, and now you're doing this whole show yourself. And you've even earlier in this show, you're like, this is so crazy because now I know exactly what to do. It's so fun. I remember being nervous. Like you stepped out of your comfort zone. It's like, let me learn something new. And as adults, you're still in the learning phase of your life because you're a college student. But as you get older, I do think that's part of what makes ferals so daunting for people, because we don't learn how to do new things very often as adults. And then we forget how hard it is and how humbling it is. It's uncomfortable. You talk yourself out of it constantly. But then when you do something that is kind of scary and then it becomes second nature, you can look back and have that greater appreciation for progress.
Well, we had a couple guys that came to try out class that last week on Thursday, and he couldn't make it through.
Yeah, struggled to finish the workout.
The strength training workout. So
that's what I tell the people when they struggle. I'm like, look at how much room for improvement you have.
Right. And then they came back Saturday and went from 45-minute strength training to an hour-long strength training. And
that was within one workout, change of one workout. And that was mental. It was 100% mental. I mean, physically he was struggling on Thursday, but he mentally didn't know how tough he had to be to get through that 45 minutes. He came into Saturday knowing like, okay, this is going to be hard.
Right.
How can I shift my mindset into making this manageable? And sometimes we don't do that. Sometimes we're like, that was really hard. What else can I possibly be doing during that time that I don't have to go to the workout?
Yeah.
I know, right? That's how you're using it against yourself, your mind against yourself.
Well,
and then you don't ever get that appreciation for progress.
Sometimes, and sometimes when people do something that's really hard, like those guys did Thursday, it would have been so easy for them to be like, I literally almost passed out in this strength training. How am I gonna?
I'm not gonna go to Saturday.
I'm not gonna go back.
Yeah.
And then that's how people miss out because it was hard. Yeah, most things are hard.
It's supposed to be hard.
That's right.
Just like on
if it
a
wasn't
league of their
hard,
own.
What's that?
A league of their own.
Oh.
The quote about that's what the hard is. What makes it great. It's supposed to be hard.
Yep.
That's a great quote. But so that part's important. The next one is the mind-body connection. So the same thing. It builds confidence in yourself. This is exactly what we were just talking about too. The mind-body connection of having when you come into something new, as far as fitness goes, exercise of any sort, you have an expectation in your mind, but that expectation is not aligned with anything that is real because you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
So once you do it, then you have that connection between, can my body physically do it? And will my mind work for me or against me while I'm doing it? And we can do anything that we set our minds to, really.
For the most part.
No, we could. Me and you, we could do a week of RAGBRAI. We could do the whole week.
We could.
Yes. We could.
We could. I just don't want to.
And that's okay. There's also times that it's okay to say I don't want to. And that I would rather talk to someone and have them be honest and say I don't want to do something than to automatically say I can't do that. That is something that breaks my heart and makes me mad at the same time when people say they can't do something, because you will never be able to do it if you keep telling yourself you can't.
And with the with like how we were talking about the resilience and all of that, like it's so doing that stuff, telling yourself I can't do this, or like me and my mom have talked about this. Stop saying, well, I'm not the kind of person who would do that. Start thinking of yourself as the kind of person who would do that. Like this, I have totally changed my mindset. Like if you're someone who is starting to work out, sometimes people go into it or go into ferals like, this is hard because the people that are already there are the kind of people who are fit.
Yeah.
They're the kind of people who work out. They're the kind of people who have motivation. I'm not that kind of person. We put ourselves into these boxes of like, I'm not super into fitness and whatever, and like don't want to do exercise for fun and all that stuff, so I can't be that person.
So you will never be that
person.
person.
Stop telling yourself you're not that person. Just say, oh yeah, I'm just the kind of person who goes to frills every morning and I start my day that way.
I just do it.
I just do it. I'm just that girl.
It's important. I remember growing up, I think it's a Henry Ford quote, the think you can, if you think you can or think you can't, either way you're right, which is such a great quote. I'm pretty sure it's Henry Ford, but don't quote me on that just in case I'm wrong. But I remember like in 5th grade, one of my teachers had that. Actually, no, it was my chorus teacher, my choir teacher. She had that up on a sign, and it was maybe even in high school. And I remember being a kid, again, because when we're kids, we're used to learning new things, and you really don't think you can't do something. You just do it.
Try it.
Yeah, you just try it, and either you like it or you don't like it or whatever. But you don't like beat yourself up about it. And I remember being so confused about that quote.
What do you mean I'm right?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Those
If
are
I
two
think
different
I can't or I think I can, either way I'm right. Like I was just telling someone the story last week. I thought that was so confusing until you become an adult, and then you do start telling yourself you can't do something. And yeah, you're never going to be able to do that. There's a difference between not wanting to do something. Yeah, we just did a 78-mile bike ride. Does that mean that we think everyone should do it? No, I don't think everyone should do it, but I think everyone could do it. I think you could do it if you wanted to. We've done many things that we, like marathons too.
Well, and
I don't want
like
to
Naya
do
was
marathon.
saying, you put yourself in a box, and people think, well, those people at ferals, they're fit, but before we started, we never exercised or worked out.
Yeah, we didn't go from the couch to 78-mile bike ride.
Yeah, and you guys were, you talk about this, you're kind of the first people in your guys's your immediate families that do that. So it's not like
exercise.
Exactly. So it's not like you guys were like going into adulthood, starting a gym, all this stuff. Like this is just who we are, what we do.
Not at
you
all.
decide, like it's a decision to say, I can be this person. And so like it is such a choice.
There's another quote that I come across on Instagram every once in a while, and it's like, look at people who are doing what you want to do and be that person.
What behaviors are they doing?
What are they doing? Do what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you're going to not be them, because like we're all different people and we have different lives and schedules and backgrounds and all that stuff. But you're going to get yourself closer to being where you want to be if you act as if you already are.
Yes.
Right.
Act as, yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know. So that's that mind-body connection. You're acting as if I am a person who enjoys doing this.
Yes. Yes.
But you have to show up to be that person. So that's where that mind-body connection comes in. And then the next one is adaptation and growth.
Yep. And I was just, this ties into what I tell people about ferals all the time when they start. The more you do it, because at first, and Naya can relate to this, the first day when you came with your dad and tried out a class, like the instructor's just, okay, right jab, right roundhouse, like you said,
I'm
left back slap,
looking around everywhere.
Right. So there's a lot of thinking going on. But as the more you do it and you're disciplined, coming to class, doing the kickboxing classes, your workouts become more efficient, and now you can punch harder.
Oh yeah.
You can kick harder. You're getting stronger. You're getting faster. Your cardio's improving. So as you get those small little milestones, like now you can come in and like your boyfriend does this now, and you're like, you know what a jab cross is, and now you're helping him.
Yeah,
which
it's
a month ago people were helping you.
Right.
So that's just what the adaptation and growth
Yeah.
part of that is.
I think you get more out of it too. Like I feel like I get more out of the workouts now because the mind body's there, the discipline's there, the adaptation is there. And so I was saying, like, even like we were talking about the board, like with the combos, how each week the classes get harder. So I have to adjust my mindset. I know that this is going to happen.
Yeah,
and
you're adapting and growing.
Yes.
Each
and
week.
It's awesome.
And you can only do that if you continue to work on it. And I was going to say to continue to show up, but it's kind of mean for me to say that to you because you've missed some time, but that wasn't your fault. You've been very resilient. This is actually probably this session with your, having to take time off your eye surgery and stuff. It's building your resiliency so much more than if it was
a super easy 10
right.
weeks.
If it was a super easy 10 weeks. So a lot of times it is a give and take. And it's just because you might be like, feel like you're missing out on something else. It's still an opportunity to improve something else. So you improve that resiliency and your confidence in yourself versus maybe you haven't been able to do every single workout, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. That's adapting also. But I always feel bad when people do ferals for the first time. We had a couple people start this week and, you tell them like this first workout might be the hardest thing that you've ever done. But it might also be the easiest thing that you've ever done because you might spend half the class like confused and not knowing what you're doing and just kind of standing there looking around like, I don't know what's going on.
I can't even work out. I don't know what's happening.
Right. Like, I don't know what these words mean, especially kickboxing because it is technical. It's not like running. You can just go run. There's ways to improve running, but like there is a lot of technical terminology and stance and things that are technical when it comes to kickboxing. But what I tell people is the workouts should not get easier. That's part of the adaptation and growth. But weeks 1, 2, 3, the first couple weeks of the session, I always tell people it feels like you're being drugged through the class, like someone's dragging you through this workouts. And then as you adapt and you grow and you get more confident, then you go from being drugged through the classes to pushing yourself through the class, which is such a different switch. It's a mental switch. And if you continue to go back and forth and not be disciplined and not show up just when you don't want to, it makes it really hard to make that switch. Then you don't have, if my workout felt like I was constantly being just drugged through the mud every single time, I wouldn't enjoy it as much. And that's what happens a lot of times when people lose momentum. They can only come to class once or twice a week. Then they're super duper sore. Their bodies never adapt. Their muscles never grow to get stronger. So that part is really important as any exercise, which is always everything we talk about is applicable to anything, not just what we do.
Oh yeah. And like, having that like now, because you guys, the reason you do the 10 weeks and stuff is like to set people up for after that.
Yeah.
And so with me having something where it wasn't a super smooth 10 weeks and there was like a week and a half where I was gone or all that stuff from surgery, that has even taught me way more. Like, that's real life. Right. Stuff like that's going to happen all the time throughout my life.
I have still that setback
went back
and still
anyways
be fine.
And go back and do all of that.
That's
so
true.
It's like not even just like willful suffering too, but like meaningful suffering.
Yeah.
You know,
it's true. Yeah. There's like a lot of mindset that goes into that too. And then what's the last one, Jeffrey?
Last one is psychological benefits. So we all know working out, exercising has a lot of psychological benefits. Naya, your dad talks all the time about that bag that's where he takes it out. Like, the bag, it doesn't care how old you are, what color skin you have. It doesn't care. It doesn't care what you're doing.
And it's always there.
It's always there for you.
To take the punches, literally.
To take out the emotion, like he talks all the time. There's been a lot of emotion on that bag over the last 7-8 years. So when taking it out on somewhere else, he takes it out of the bag. It's an outlet.
Great outlet.
Yes.
And I've never been the type that like running is an outlet. Like for some people, like running clears their heads or like stuff like that.
For me sometimes, but not always.
I'm not that person, but I got a lot of like irritability and just it is such an emotional
Feel
release.
to punch something.
Yeah, it's like it's
I know.
awesome.
And you can punch something and it's not punching
It's
you back.
therapy.
I know. Yeah.
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
That's therapy.
I mean, and it's true. I mean, exercise does help with anxiety. It helps with depression. Is it curing that stuff? No. Is it a substitution for mental health that you need to get? Not always. That doesn't mean, oh, I don't need to get help for any serious mental health issue you may have, but it can be such a great tool to help you be able to manage your short-term, those acute emotions that you're having.
And any doctor, psychologist, therapist, anyone would tell you that.
Yeah.
Like any actual, experts say that.
My thing is, when I'm going through something mentally, the thing that I really like about exercise is it is a way to make my mental exhaustion, I can match that with physical exhaustion, because sometimes you're just so mentally exhausted, but you are still like that tired but wired. Like you're tired mentally, but physically you're not doing anything. So your body's really confused.
Yes.
So if I can match that exhaustion, which sounds counterproductive, but it does really help a lot. Like if it's kind of a way to physically manifest how I'm feeling in my mind.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I think that is what exercise, how that helps me for sure. But should we take one more break, and then we have a couple tips for applying it too, and we'll finish with that.
All right.
Just quick little tips.
Stay right with us. We'll be right back to wrap up this show on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
If you're looking for a pre-owned tractor to upgrade your operation this year, you'll find a wide selection at your local Landmark Implement. We'll work with you to find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. During the month of July, get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 72 months on model year 21 through 23 wheeled 8R tractors. Visit landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions. The next generation of Huskers starts now. Join the official Kids Club of Nebraska Athletics today to score access to select home games, a discount at the team store, and endless Husker spirit. The free JV team gets you started with a game credential. Upgrade to the $35 Lil Huskers membership for a welcome box and VIP Lil Huskers experiences. Fuel your Husker spirit. Join the Kids Club today at huskers.com/Kids Club. Go Big Red.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Last segment here on this week's episode, our episode show. Appreciate you guys texting in, all the listeners. Obviously, if nobody listened, they wouldn't have us on the air. So we appreciate everybody listening to us. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show today. So we just want to go through some practical applications for implementing the willful suffering. So go ahead, Nicole.
Yeah. So the first one is just setting challenging but achievable goals. That's always just really easy. I think one is just show up. I think that's the biggest one, really, if you're just starting. Set a goal, like an exercise goal. I'm going to do X amount of exercise for this amount of time, this many days a week, and just do it. Challenging but achievable. Incorporating a variety of things. So that's like, again, with our program, that's one of the things I love about it. It is the variety. You get kickboxing 3 days a week. You get strength training that even drills down more to a lower body day, an upper body day, and a combo day. So I think that really does help for me. It helps keep me engaged. I have something to look forward to the next day. I have something to look, to that we're going to be doing the next day. So that's a good one to incorporate variety, because it is hard to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And then mindfulness and reflection, just being aware and reflecting on your accomplishments. That's where we help build that mind-body connection. Like, reflecting on how much harder the Prairie was versus how much harder a 15-mile bike ride was versus the 78-mile bike ride we did Wednesday. Which one was harder?
The Prairie.
I know, right?
So hard.
Yeah, I know. And you didn't even bike that most of that one.
It was so bad.
No,
It was a walk bike.
Right. So that's reflection. Reflect on it. Be proud of yourself. And then the last one is having a support system. Support system's so important. If you've ever been in a situation where you're trying to do something and someone doesn't support you, you can really appreciate how much having some support can be helpful. So listening to us each week to get some support and motivation. The Farrell's program's a great place for support because you're showing up.
That's the best thing about Farrell's.
I agree.
You surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yep.
And we're not. It's not a cult.
No.
Right?
No.
Where you're not going to get sucked into this thing.
Yeah.
I think people just love coming there because they get good workouts, good results, and it's really the people in the community.
Oh yeah.
Because they're with other like-minded people, not people that are in fitness competitions and
Yeah,
trying
which is fine to have that as a goal, but we always say like our goal is not to we don't want everyone or think that everyone needs to walk around with six-pack abs. That's not our goal as business owners, as gym owners. If you have that as a goal, we can definitely help you reach that goal, but that's not what we do. We want people to feel supported. And the other thing I like about Farrell's too is that we do have that every 10 weeks of new people coming in. You've kind of seen that with your boyfriend starting, because every 10 weeks we have new people start, and then you get that reflection where you get to be like, wow, I remember. I remember how it felt. And so then when new people do come in to class, the members will come up to them and be like, you did really great. I remember how hard it was too. Like you get all that continuous reminder of like, that's how I started. And even though I might not be where I want to be yet, I've improved. And you can have that reflection built in to kind of that support system. And then you get to kind of give back too by just being supportive or just being there in class and showing people what they can do too. So I think that's a big part of the support system. But so hopefully we gave everyone some tools, some food for thought, as they say. Like things to think about and make your week a little more productive, get some willful suffering in, build some confidence in your abilities.
Willful suffering is going to start in about a month when football starts.
That's a whole other topic for a different
that's
ticket show.
Suffering.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to have a different
next week when we get here,
ticket show.
Next week in August, it'll be football month. Football starts in August. The Bears are playing on Thursday night. I mean,
oh boy,
it's going to be great.
All coming together.
Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in today, and we'll see you next week. We're going to be talking some girls wrestling next week on the show with one of our members, Beth. So we'll be with you next week. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water,